Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Miss Mary. Welcome to live story time. I, of course, am just going to give it a couple of minutes before I begin my stories for this week. Please say hello in the chat if you are here. And let's see. Again, welcome to live story time. My name is Miss Mary. Most of you know by now, and I just wanted to welcome you. Thank you for tuning in today. I know it's a very, very busy time of year, and we're all a little, but I'm so glad if you're able to pop in and enjoy some stories today. And also, if you're not, I'm happy that you're watching the replay video. So, hi Margie, hi Sammy. Oh, so good to see you. Wonderful. I'm glad you're here. Again, just say hello in the chat if you're here, and I will be sure to give you a shout out. I also want to give a shout out to Amelia and Rose. Hi, girls. And also, I noticed a comment from last week's story time that Samantha said hello. So I want to say hi to Samantha too. She said hello in the replay. So, all right, we have some good people, good amount of people logged in and tuned in, ready to go. So without further ado, I will get started. My theme for this week is cozy stories that are about bedtime and going to sleep and things like that. So I have a couple of favorites that I've loved for a long time, and I have some new favorites that I found this week and can't wait to share. So again, just say hello in the chat if you are here, and let's get started. Okay, what am I going to read first? This one. One of my new favorites. Okay, so this is called Help Wanted, Must Love Books. And it's written by Janet Summer Johnson with art by Courtney Dawson. Okay. Help Wanted, Must Love Books. I bet everyone who's tuned in today loves books, right? Loves hearing stories. Here we go. Okay. Unlike most kids, Shaylee loved bedtime. She'd shimmy into her PJs, brush her sparkling smile, then raid the bookshelf for perfect bedtime stories. Her dad would squish into the rocker with her, and they'd read until her eyelids refused to stay open. This arrangement worked perfectly. Until her dad got a new job. Finally, and look, he's tired or he's working. It's tough. Finally, Shaylee reached her limit. "You're fired," she announced. She put up a job notice first thing the next morning. Help wanted. Bedtime storyteller. Must love books. Apply within. Interviews begin promptly at 6:30 p.m. Okay, she began interviews shortly before bedtime. Well, she's got quite a crowd. Let's see if any of them work out. The fierce competition scared off the first 3 applicants. The big bad wolf and the 3 little pigs. The next applicant brought along her 7 bodyguards, which was fine until Shaylee offered them snacks. "Don't eat that. It's the Wicked Queen in disguise." Oh boy. Shaylee refused to interview any other applicants that night. Before going to bed, she added a line to her job notice. Now it says, "Individual applicants only." Okay. Everything else is the same. The next night, the first applicant seemed delightful. Run, run as fast as you can. Uh-oh. Until he ran away with the book. Fee, fi, fo, fum, I hear the yawn of a tired one. Shaylee refused to come out from under the bed to interview applicant number 2. It's just a little scary. In the morning, Shaylee changed her sign again. Okay, so we have everything else but human applicants only. At the next interview, Shaylee's ears pricked right up. The applicant could spin tales that kept her on pins and needles. She was just about to offer her the job when the woman zonked out mid-sentence. Oh my goodness, she fell right asleep in the middle of the story. That's not good. The second girl was very particular about where she would sit. This beanbag is too soft. This chair is too hard. This bed is just right. She fell asleep too. Goldilocks. Okay, so Shaylee added to her sign. Human applicants only must be able to stay awake past 8 p.m. So as you can see, this sign is getting a little more demanding. Shaylee had low expectations for the next round, but the first applicant had a very impressive resume. Her voice was musical, she could stay up past midnight, and she was obviously human. The two of them had a ball until Shaylee noticed the sooty fingerprints all over her favorite book. Okay. The second applicant hooked her right away. His storytelling gave her goosebumps. Ew, as did the gunk between his teeth. Okay. More is added to the list. So, solid hygiene skills required. Shaylee despaired of ever finding a replacement for her dad until one final job seeker showed up. Look who it is. It's her dad. He looked kind of familiar, and his voice was just right. Best of all, he smelled like strawberries and chocolate chip cookies. So Shaylee offered him the job on one condition. Work is off limits during bedtime stories. And that is the story of Help Wanted Must Love Books. Okay, so I'm glad that they were able to work it out in the end that her father would still be able to read stories with her. Okay. So this one falls more under cozy stories than a bedtime story. It's not like specifically a bedtime story, but I love it. Again, welcome to Live Storytime. I'm Miss Mary, and I have some great books to share today about just cozy stories that are about bedtime and getting ready for sleep. And if you're here, please say hello in the comments, and I'll be sure to give you a shout out. This next story is called Owl Babies by Martin Waddle. Here we go. Okay. Once there were 3 baby owls, Sarah and Percy and Bill. They lived in a hole in the trunk of a tree with their owl mother. The hole had twigs and leaves and owl feathers in it. It was their house. How cute are they, right? One night they woke up and their owl mother was gone. "Where's Mommy?" asked Sarah. "Oh my goodness," said Percy. "I want my mommy," said Bill. The baby owls thought, "All owls think a lot. I think she's gone hunting," said Sarah. To get us our food, said Percy. I want my mommy, said Bill. Poor Bill. But their owl mother didn't come. The baby owls came out of their house and they sat on the tree and waited. A big branch for Sarah, a small branch for Percy, and an old piece of ivy for Bill. She'll be back, said Sarah. Back soon, said Percy. I want my mommy, said Bill. It was dark in the woods and they had to be brave, for things moved all around them. She'll bring us mice and things that are nice, said Sarah. I suppose so, said Percy. You guessed it. I want my mommy, said Bill. They sat and they thought. All owls think a lot. I think we should all sit on my branch, said Sarah. And they did, all three together. Suppose she got lost, said Sarah. Or a fox got her, said Percy. I just want my mommy, said Bill. And the baby owls closed their owl eyes and wished their owl mother would come. And she came. Soft and silent, she swooped through the trees to Sarah and Percy and Bill. Mommy, they cried and they flapped and they danced and they bounced up and down on their branch. What's all the fuss? Their owl mother asked. You knew I'd come back. The baby owls thought, because all owls think a lot. I knew it, said Sarah. And I knew it, said Percy. I love my mommy, said Bill. And that is the end of Owl Babies. So I love that story. Just so sweet. We can all relate to Bill sometimes, right? We just want our mommy. Okay, this is another one of the books that I found this week when I thought up this theme. And I thought up this theme because things have been so busy lately. You know, a lot of us are rushed and getting gifts ready if you're celebrating Christmas. You know, like things are, you know, hectic and busy. You're baking, you're shopping, you're wrapping presents, all this stuff. So I thought it would be nice this week to just have some calm, cozy stories to calm us all down a little bit, you know? So this is one that I found this week called How Do You Go to Sleep by Kate Mcmullen. Again, if you're here, say hello in the chat and I will be sure to give you a shout out. Squirrel curls up inside her den within a hollow tree. Octopus changes color as he slumbers undersea. Parrot stands on one foot, his head tucked in his feathers. Meerkat sleeps in a heap, a family all together. How do you go to sleep? Is a tree your cozy bed? Do you turn purple, orange, and red? Rest your head upon your back? Sleep with others in a stack? No. Zebra locks his knees and stays, standing up all night. Tiger naps in leafy shade to hide her stripes from sight. Frog hibernates all winter under snow so deep. Dolphin shuts just one eye and goes swimming in her sleep. Did you know that dolphins still swim in their sleep? That's so cool. Mouse digs a tunnel, then she snoozes underground. Pigeon perches with his friends where shelter can be found. Seal pokes out her snout and doze floats in the bay. Skunk runs around all night, then sleeps the day away. How do you go to sleep? Do you burrow underground? Roost with all your pals around? Do you float until the dawn? Does the sunrise make you yawn? No. Well, when you go to bed, if you don't sleep, a tree sleep or sea sleep, a tuck sleep or heap sleep, a stand sleep or leaf sleep, a snow sleep or swim sleep, a nest sleep or perch sleep, a float sleep or sun sleep. How do you go to sleep? Do you first turn off the light? Do you wish the moon good night? Do you close your tired eyes, listen to some lullabies? Do you think about your day and all the fun you had at play? Do you hug and kiss, kiss, kiss? Do you go to sleep like this? Yes. And she's fast asleep. Okay, so that is how do you go to sleep? Okay. How's everybody doing? I just wanted to, again, say thank you so much for joining me this week. And I have 2 more stories to share with you today. I hope everyone is doing well and is enjoying the stories today. Please say hello in the comments if you're here. I'll give you a shout out. And the next one is, I couldn't find it. It's funny. I couldn't find this book in a regular picture book size, so I found it in like a little mini board book size. And we also own it as a big book. So I couldn't, there was like no just right with this one. But it's one of my favorites. So the big book obviously won't fit on my screen. So that is more of a story for future story times in person. And the little one is kind of little, so I'll make sure to hold it close. But again, this is one of my favorites. It's called Time for Bed by Memfox. Okay. Doesn't matter if I'm in the screen. I want you to see the book. It's time for bed, little mouse, little mouse. Darkness is falling all over the house. It's time for bed, little goose, little goose. The stars are out and on the loose. It's time for bed, little cat, so snuggle in tight. That's right, like that. It's time for bed, little calf, what happened today that made you laugh? It's time for bed, little foal, I'll whisper a secret, don't tell a soul. It's time for bed, little fish, so hold your breath and make a wish. It's time for bed, little sheep, the whole wide world is going to sleep. It's time to sleep, little bird, so close your eyes, not another word. It's time to sleep, little bee, yes, I love you and you love me. It's time to sleep, little snake, good gracious me, you're still awake? It's time to sleep, little pup, if you don't sleep soon, the sun will be up. Oh. It's time to sleep, little deer, The very last kiss is almost here. The stars on high are shining bright. Sweet dreams, my darling, sleep well. Good night. And that is the story of Time for Bed by Memfox, one of my favorites for this theme. Okay, so I have one more story to share with you today, and then I'll just make a quick announcement at the end. Nothing crazy, but I have enjoyed reading stories with you today, and I hope you've enjoyed them too. So this last story is called William's Winter Nap by Linda Ashman. And this is another one that I found just this week and love. In a house on a hill that's tall and steep, there's a boy named William who's ready to sleep. He drinks his cocoa, climbs in bed, he fluffs the pillow beneath his head, then burrows down for a nice long nap, but awakes to the sound of a tap, tap, tap. Excuse me, but I've lost my way. I'm cold and tired. May I please stay? Will says, yes, I'll scooch a bit. There's room for two. I'm sure we'll fit. The two climb in and curl up tight. They yawn and say, good night, good night. It's quiet, just the clock's tick-tock. But wait, what's that? Knock, knock, knock. Oh, what a lovely, cozy place. Could you spare a smidge of your space? Will says, yes, we'll scooch a bit. There's room for three. I'm sure we'll fit. The three climb in and curl up tight. They yawn and say, good night, good night. It's peaceful in the sleepy room until that is the boom, boom, boom. Uh-oh. My toes are numb. My tail is too. Okay if I come in with you? Will says, yes, we'll scooch a bit. There's room for four. I'm sure we'll fit. The four climb in and curl up tight. They yawn and say, good night, good night. Ping, ping, ping. Could that be rain? No, pebbles on the window pane. Will says, yes, we'll scooch a bit. There's room for five. I'm sure we'll fit. The five climb in and curl up tight. They yawn and say, good night, good night. Okay, it's getting a little crowded in there. The sound of snoring soft and low, and then crunch, some footsteps in the snow. A note is slipped beneath the door. Do you have room for just one more? I'd rather not. Oh, too squished. No space. There's got to be some other place. We don't have room, too hard to fit. No way, we can't consider it. Will says, if it's someone small, it might not be so hard at all. He tugs the door to see who's there. Uh-oh. Oh my. What now? Bear! I saw your light on through the trees. I'm lonely. May I join you, please? Oh. Bear shivers in the falling snow. Oh, I see. No room. That's fine. I'll go. Poor bear. But he is big, right? It's awfully cold. The snow, the ice. He'd keep us warm. He seemed quite nice. They all say, wait, we'll scooch a bit. There's room for 6 somehow. We'll fit. The 6 climb in and curl up tight. They yawn and say, good night, good night. Oh boy. Sweet dreams, my friends, said Will. Sleep tight. I'll see you in the warm spring light. So all of his friends end up in the bed, and Will sleeps in the chair instead. I just thought that story was so sweet. It combines my favorite seasons, and it's kind of like a play on 10 in a Bed, that classic rhyme song. So I loved that story. Margie, oh, you have this book, Sammy. That's awesome. So you have William's Winter Nap? I believe there are other stories about William too. So if you like William's Winter Nap, there are other books about William too. So that is my story time for today. Those are my stories. I hope you enjoyed all of them and enjoyed the stories today. And I will be back next week with a story time, of course, the last story time of 2020, but not my last story time. I am planning on continuing these for as long as they are needed and as long as they are wanted. And I enjoy doing them every week. Like I say, this is my favorite time of the week to do these story times with you and to share stories and to chat, even though you can't chat back really like face to face. I just love this time with all of you. And I do have an announcement for next week's story time that I counted how many story times I've done this year, and I can't wait to share that number with you next week. It's been an incredible journey with the story times. I love doing them, and I never have a script planned for anything I'm going to say. It's always whatever just comes out. And I just wanted to say I appreciate all of you for tuning in, for either tuning in live or watching the replay videos. I am so appreciative of everyone who listens. And I hope that these story times have been special for you too. So that's it for me this week. I want to wish everyone who's celebrating tomorrow and Friday a very Merry Christmas, a happy holiday season, and I hope everyone has fun. Stay safe, stay well, enjoy your families, enjoy being together. If you celebrated Hanukkah, a belated happy Hanukkah to all of you. And again, happy holidays to all, and I will see you next week for my last story time of 2020. I'll see you all soon. Bye, everyone.